Hi everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to give you a general orientation of what it looks like to create a video in a video editor. In the last video, I showed you how to start, which is really creating a project in WeVideo. And for those more complex operations with teams, like how to create a shared project and use shared media. So I'm going to assume you already know how to do that. So I'm going to go to my projects, and I'm going to continue or show you a project or a video edit that I've already worked on. I did some flash forward promos. Flash forward was a series of videos that the local theater company did. I'm just going to open up one of these so you can kind of see this video in the video editor. So here's the video editor. Generally speaking, or just top to bottom, these things are going to take you out of the video editor, like back to your dashboard, back to all the media you've uploaded. So that's photos, audio of any kind, videos. Exports are videos you've completed. So if I'm all done editing here and click finish, it becomes an export, which is basically like a singular video file that is your finished product. Templates, I don't really use those, but they're pretty self-explanatory. It kind of gives you some of this already put together. And then this is here just for me because I'm an admin on this account. So once I'm in the editor, this is the name of the video edit. This is had this person, Mary Adam Smith. Themes. I mean, you could add some of these kind of pre-created themes to like give it a certain look and sound. Really cool to play with. I think your first time in the video editor. And then the more you know how to edit videos, the less likely those are going to be of interest. You're going to know how to do all this stuff. Across the top here are, well, linked resources. You could like link in like a Google Doc. So if you and your buddies are working on a video and you had notes, you could link something in here. And all kinds of things, whatever you want to link in there. I've never used it, but it's a relatively new feature in WeVideo. These are all the things you can include in your video, essentially. My media, media again is audio files or images or videos that you've uploaded. You'll know this is a video because it has a time signature here. So it tells me that's a video that's just 15 seconds long. These kind of graphics with no number are telling me that's a photograph or an image. This is kind of a generic wave file, and this is just telling me it's an audio file. It's called Click. It's about 11 seconds long. I can have folders too with my media. So if I'm organizing all my work for a project called Fast Forward, I can put it all in here and then go find it. And that's kind of exactly what I did for this. So I have all kinds of interviews and some timers I used, graphics, and some audio. Go back. Again, if you're working on a shared project, all your project media is going to be over here, right? And people from your team can put it in here. This is not a shared project, so you're not going to see media there. So this is just stuff I can bring into my video, right? I can click on any of these and see them previewed in this space. And if I say, yep, that's what I want, this picture of New York City, I bring it into my video. And then I decide, do I want it early in the video, middle, at the end, right? As you go left to right on this timeline, it's your video. This is at 0, right? When it starts. This is at 26 seconds. This is at 42 seconds, etc. While we're looking at this timeline, this fader kind of allows me to zoom into that. So right here, if I hover over this tells me this moment is 7 seconds long. There's some text on the screen. So 7 seconds is this much screen space. If I want to zoom into the timeline, I can use this. And I can kind of move this around. And that small piece that was 7 seconds long is looking much larger, although it's still 7 seconds long. I'm just very much zoomed in. You're going to zoom in and then zoom out so your work kind of fits on the screen. If I want to look at all of it, zoomed out is good. If I want to say, hey, I want to work on this transition here, I might move my marker here and really zoom in there, right? So I can see what's going on here. I've got a transition, a video, a graphic, three pieces of audio kind of all colliding here at different levels. That's these blue lines. You have text on screen up here. So if I want to click something and just see, what it is, I can in that preview space. If I say I want to use it, I grab it and I bring it down into my video. Only when it's in your video can you double click it and then start editing it here. So it says customize your message. Obviously you want to write something else. All kinds of stuff here. This is all motion text, so all text that moves on screen in some way or another. If you want static or text that doesn't move, here you go. This looks really boring, sample text, but it's the best one here because once you bring it into your project and double click it, you can do all kinds of things, right? You can write hundreds of words. You can make them different sizes, line height, spacing. The position on screen is just a matter of like moving it around like this. You can make a different font, bold, italic, these kinds of things. Justified, centered, right aligned, text color, background color, all these kinds of things we associate with font. I cancel out of here. And if you made any changes here, you just click Save Changes, and then you can always double click and do more later. Going across the top, we have audio. So these are just sound effects and music that is already loaded into WeVideo. They're not great. There's some really good things out there. My favorite is youtube.com/audio library. And there's thousands of free songs that you can use royalty free. Transitions. So this is like, moving from one thing to another. So in the video here's a transition. It just kind of moves from her to this kind of placard. It's a simple transition. It's a fade to black. So it was this one. Crossfade, I guess, is what it's called. You can click any of these and see what they look like. It just gives you an example. A lot of these will make you dizzy, but I tend to 99.9% of the time just use crossfade if I use any at all. And backgrounds. Backgrounds can be helpful just because you can layer things on top. So you could have something kind of exciting like this and put text over the top of it and create kind of an interesting kind of opening title scene, for instance. All of these are really videos. You can see 10 seconds just about because they're moving, right? They're moving videos. So you can put text over it. You can cut it and make it less time. It's a little bit more difficult to make it longer, but you can slow down the video. So that's an orientation across the top quickly. And then an orientation of this space. We talked about some of it already. This is kind of the preview space. So if I move this around and I just kind of play my video, I will see it playing in this space. I can make that smaller by fading this over, right? Which is kind of great because then I get a lot of space with this timeline. Again, during the course of editing, I'm kind of moving this around depending on what I'm looking at. If I want to look at a lot of lines here, I can do that. Here are the times in your video. So I can tell you that this video is this long, right? It's 49 seconds and a little bit. Here are your lines. So your video is a combination of things that you put in order. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. And it's a combination of things you put, at the same time. So this moment in time, there's a lot of things going on. There's a graphic. There is text on screen. So that's the graphic, text on screen. I put this black background in just so, like at this point, I could hear Mary talking, but I don't see her yet because this black is covering her up. And then there's audio. This is music, and it's fading out at this point. So really, at this moment in time, I have 5 pieces of audio or media, shall I say. Image, text, black, and the black really just covers up Mary, and I'm hearing this song. So I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see these pieces a little bit. I'm going to back this thing up. And I'm just going to play it for 10 seconds. I'm going to play it until it gets here. So you're going to see this move 0 to 10 seconds. Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. There you go. So 10 seconds is 0 to 10 seconds. And you'll see as it goes through, it's going to play all these different things at different times. This is an sound effect. This is a song. The song is going to fade out here. You can still hear it here, but it'll be lower. About here, you're going to start to hear Mary. About here, you're going to start to see Mary. And actually, I'll play it a couple more seconds. And about here, text comes on screen, so we get to know who Mary is. So here it is. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go.
I acted in the piece. I also wrote. So in learning the piece, I thought, oh, this should be a piece of cake. I wrote these words. They're here. Nah. Because as I'm learning it each time.
All right. So there's the first 19 seconds of that video. And you can just see, I mean, it took a lot of time to kind of figure out the order of things here. But it just, it's figuring out the right order. Over time, and then at the same time, what do you want playing? So at this moment, right, we've got all these things going on. Even here, we've really got 3 things going on. Mary, the text on top of her, telling us who she is. And way in the background, we've got some background music. So this is a general orientation of editing in timeline mode in WeVideo. And one last thing, as I'm thinking before I wrap this, is this usually starts with 2 video lines and 1 audio line. If you ever want to add more to this, you just go over here to plus. You click what you want to add, a video line or an audio line. I'm going to say video. It's going to call it video 5, or I could rename it and just add track. So there it is, track right here, video 5. The audios get added to the bottom. If I want this gone, I can just click delete. As I'm thinking about tracks here, if I ever want to play this and just listen to the sound effect, but not this audio, I could take this audio out and then just listen. And so I played it and it played this audio and not this. That's usually helpful when you're kind of playing around with the editing and you just want to kind of isolate something really quick and it's already all mixed together. You can just kind of use this there. You can expand these a little bit with this drop down icon so you can see more. So if I drop that down, I see this track kind of doubled in its size. So I see Mary and the WAV file for Mary there. These 3 snowman menus. I can show levels. So that's like the audio level, like this blue line. See it came on. And then the green line is the video. So if I could lessen its visibility, so it's almost kind of see-through by manipulating that green line. I can mute track. There's a different way just to mute the whole track right away. And that's probably easier because then you don't have to mess around with getting this back to exactly 100. Then you can just click unmute track and then delete track, right? Same thing that this does. So I guess that's pretty important. I'm glad I thought about that before I capped off this kind of introduction to editing in the timeline mode of WeVideo.